Good afternoon, students, and welcome to today's lecture. In the recent days, there have been a lot of talks about the process called as the vaccination, and the immunization, mainly due to the coronavirus pandemic. So, today we will be dealing with the same topics, the vaccination and the immunization process. Now, what is actually meant by vaccination? So, the vaccination is the process of injecting a vaccine into the body so as to develop immunity against a particular disease, while the process of immunization is the process by which a body develops immunity when a vaccine is injected into the body. Now, how this process of vaccination came into existence? Who discovered it? What happened? In 1796, Edward Jenner, who is also called as the founder of vaccinology and the father of immunology, observed that the cow workers, they did not develop a smallpox. Why? Because they were frequently infected with the virus called as the cowpox virus. So he administered a small dose of cowpox virus into a boy named Phillips in 1796. Later on, he introduced strong smallpox virus into his body and observed that the boy did not develop the smallpox disease. So this is how the process of vaccination or immunization came into existence. Later on, the Louis Pasteur, who is also called as the father of microbiology, he observed that the aging colonies of cholera were not able to cause diseases. So he injected these colonies into the chicken. Instead of developing cholera, the chicken, they become immune to the cholera disease. Okay, this same Louis Pasteur, he also developed the anti-rabies vaccine. Later on, the Robert Koch, who is also called as the father of bacteriology, identified three viruses, bacteria called as the tuberculosis bacteria, anthrax bacteria, and the cholera bacteria. So he also developed the test for TB and was awarded the Nobel Prize for this in 1905. Later on, in 1901, Emil Adolf von Behring, who developed the process of passive immunology, was given the Nobel Prize in 1901. Now, what is a vaccine? Vaccine actually is a dead or attenuated virus which is injected into the body of an organism to attain immunity against a disease and particular class of viruses or the bacteria. Now, how this process of immunization or vaccination takes place? What happens? This involves a series of steps. Firstly, what happens? In the laboratories, the virus is weakened or killed, and then this weakened virus or attenuated virus or modified virus is introduced into the body of an organism. When this virus enters into the body, then what happens? The body identifies it as a foreign material and fights against it. This leads to the release of specific cells called as the T lymphocytes, which produce antibodies against the foreign materials. Okay, then this type of response from the body when exposure to a particular organism is called as the primary response. This response is a very weak response. A body has the capability of remembering the organism or the close relatives of the organism when it enters the second time. So what happens when we are exposed to the real organism for the second time, then our body remembers it as a pathogen and then it produces a strong response against it, which is called as the secondary response, and this is a more powerful response and leads to the elimination of the virus or the disease. So this is how a body develops the immunity against a particular virus or the bacteria which causes a specific disease in the body. I hope the process of vaccination and immunization was clear to you. Thank you for watching this video. Like the video, share the video, subscribe the channel. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.